Hey, this is Nerdy Entrepreneur, and I have one side hustle that I have not mentioned that for a lot of you, it might actually work for you. I know I enjoy it, and that is sneaker flipping. So, I'm not the biggest sneakerhead, so you don't need the criteria of like being really into sneakers. I know there are people out there who are big sneakerheads. I'm not one of them, but I do flip them, and I got a sale in today. Now, the way this works is I sneaker flip through three different apps. I don't use Facebook Marketplace for that. There are folks that I know who sneaker flip, and they make a lot of money using Facebook Marketplace to flip sneakers. I just don't do that. Anyway, I got a sale coming today, so I'm gonna profit about $30 from that sale that came in today that I get to ship out tomorrow. And so, like, if you if you have some money to invest some inventory in sneakers, sneaker flipping could be for you. There's apps, or there's websites like StockX is a big one. I'm on there, and also ones like Alias is a big one too. And you can use one or both to flip sneakers. Now, there's other apps they can go to that you can flip clothes and sneakers like Posh and stuff like that. I'm not on those, but I do use StockX a lot, and I use Alias, and one over I can't really think of now. Used to flip sneakers. Now, I would make more money with it if I actually restock. So I was getting rid of all of my stock, which I pretty much have. I only have three pairs of random sneakers left, and I haven't listed them because I haven't been going hard on it. Because in order to make it really work, you have to put some investment in. Because once again, I'm not a sneakerhead. Now, some of you have some older sneakers that you keep in mint condition, so you can actually flip those sneakers and make some money on. Since I'm not a sneakerhead and I tend to wear my sneakers until the soles fall off, type person, that wasn't something that I could do. So I invested some money into some inventory, and then I listed it up on those sites, and I made a nice bit of money from both those sites alone. And me, I can say I've made thousands of dollars. I checked today on the Alias site, and I've made over $2,000 selling flipping sneakers on that site. On StockX, I've made more than that because primarily a lot of my sales come from over there. So if you have some inventory, or maybe you're a sneakerhead and you need to clear out your closet, you can use those sites to maybe get rid of the current sneakers that you had, as long as they're in pretty good condition and you can ship them in a box or so. Or you can invest in inventory like I did, and put those sneakers and list them up, and take it from there and get some sales in. So for all of you looking for a side hustle that you might enjoy, and you don't have to be a sneakerhead, but if you are, it'll probably be more enjoyable for you. You'll probably be more knowledgeable of the value of something, or the type of sneaker. I'm just not that person, but I've still managed to make a few $1,000s flipping sneakers on the side. The most stressful thing, probably for me, is paying attention to the email notifications that I sold a pair, so I can get that pair out as soon as possible. It's probably the most frustrating thing I've gone through. Besides the delivery of inventory, I know some guys who've gone really hard with it. Like, they sell like $10,000 worth of sneaker flips a month, and they are constantly going and buying sneakers and going from store to store to store to get sneakers that are no longer available online, but there's an inventory at different retail stores. Like, they spend a lot of time on research and basically in their car picking up as many pairs of certain sneakers as possible so that they can list them and sell as many of them as possible. I have never gone that hard with it, and I still made, a few thousand off it. I've made over $5,000 or $6,000 flipping sneakers. So, and I do it very casually, very, very casually. I've also flipped some clothes, but I went and acquired clothes that were of high value. Sometimes there are drops of certain brands, and I've done that a few times and made quite a bit of money doing that too. But once again, I do this kind of on the side. I enjoy it. I really do enjoy it, getting the sneaker, putting it out there, getting this shirt or t-shirt that maybe cost $200 and being able to sell it for five. And I've done that a couple times. That was fun. I enjoy it, and it's a nice way to make some extra cash. Now, I've made a few $1,000s on this over the last few years because I do it very passively for me. if you want to actually make steady income out of it, you would have to be much more aggressive than I ever was with doing it. And so you'd have to keep up inventory, keep track of your expenses, make sure you always have tape on hand. In fact, that's the reason why I have a thermal printer, and I usually keep at least 2 or 3 boxes on the side, uh, packing and shipping supplies in my house because of the flips. Because I get an order in, I pack it, ship it, take it to the drop off point, and let it go. Um, but I mean, I remember one time I had 6, 7 orders out at the same time. I had to actually, it was worth the money of me calling UPS to come pick up the packages because I had 7 of them at my door of different items. Sometimes 2 pairs in each box and 1 pair in another box. It was a lot of, you know, orders coming in. That was when I was really into it at my height. And I made a few $100s out of all those sales together. So it was worth it to me to pay the extra for a pickup. But, if you're looking for something, I don't see too many people talking about sneaker flipping because it is a whole thing. It really is a whole thing. I tended to sell what they call bricks. These are not popular sneakers that a lot of people in the sneaker flipping industry ignore. They tend to go after the Yeezys and stuff like that, whatever's, on and pop and those types of sneakers, which you need a big bank to get because those sneakers, just to get them, could be $200 and $300 and $400 for people to flip to like $800 and such. I didn't have the bank to invest in that kind of thing. So I would often just sell bricks. I would sell sneakers that, the most I could probably profit is maybe $10 a pair or $20, $30 a pair most of the time. And then I had sneakers that were a bit above that, that let's say they cost $125. I spent $140 with shipping. But I was able to sell that sneaker for like $228. And I've had runs like that where I get some of those. So I balanced it out with selling the brick or the brick sneakers with some sneakers that were a little bit more valuable because those were more expensive, but not as expensive as some of the Yeezys and stuff like that. And I've also tried to win sneakers on drops that were going to be $120, $125, but they're going to be like a rare. And so by the time they go back on the resale market, those sneakers are sell for 350. I haven't been lucky enough to get on those as much, but for the other stuff, I mean, I've made thousands of dollars just selling quote unquote bricks with a few more higher end sneakers, but not too high end. They're more like maybe they were New Balances or they were or Nike Airs that were they're always like 120, $130. And I've been able to grab them and resell them maybe for 228 or something like that or 200 and made maybe $40 or $50 profit versus maybe the regular $10 profit I would get on what they call the brick sneakers. And so you don't have to buy the most expensive sneakers out there to make sneaker flipping work. You can also do it with clothes too. There are certain fashion lines that drop, only a certain amount of orders of stuff. And if you can get some things, you could turn around and flip those too. So I've done that with clothes on Keith for like one of the Star Wars events. So you could do that. So I mix it between doing that kind of high end clothing stuff as well as, the sneakers. And so you can sell those on StockX and Alias. They work really well. There's another site, and I cannot. This begins with a G. Cannot remember it for the life of me because I have an account, but I haven't sold anything on that one. But I've always sold things on the other two, I think. Or no, I sold, I think, 2 pairs of sneakers from that other account. So it's there. And if you want to get into sneaker flipping, that could be cool. You might have a wonderful inventory already, and you don't have to invest like I did. Or you might need to start putting some money away to get into it. So there is some investment. Remember shipping fees and all that. If you're gonna find the right sneaker and order it, you could do that too. But you're gonna need some bank for that. So saving a few $100s to get started, and you can do your thing. And there's some people who make their full time living just doing that. I'm not one of those people. It was something I enjoy doing. I like the excitement of it. It puts some extra money in my pocket, and that's about it. I think it's fun. But there are people that knew that or know they still make their full time income just doing it, and they're really, really, really damn good at it. But they also flip some other things outside of sneakers and clothes. Sometimes they'll flip some things that are good for Amazon as well. So if you're all into that, or you're on Posh is another app. as well. A friend of mine, she resells planners, and I didn't know planner market was such a big market, but I've seen her resell planners for like $200 and $300 because people are really into it. So if you're into the resale market, there's some items out there that you can use and use these same apps. They'll allow you to sell them there. You just got to figure out what those items are and how to acquire them if you don't already have them. So I just thought I drop that on you guys there. If you're looking for another hustle, reselling sneakers and clothes might be the way for you. If this was helpful, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, this is the Nerdy Entrepreneur.